Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Elevate Your Endgame with your hosts, Cameron Nichols with Coach with Cam, and our lovely
Megan Wing with the Career Fulfillment Initiative.
Beautiful. All right, y'all. New year, new topic for this week.
Always.
This week, we want to talk about focus. So you're essentially, Megan and I are both a little bit ADD, ADHD. So focus has been a little bit of a challenge for us that we have had to work through and always do work through.
And especially coming out of the holidays, we felt like this would be a really good episode for you guys because I don't know about you, but I am just trying to get back in the swing of things after last week. So Cam and I were talking about some ideas that we had just to help you guys stay focused. But I want to tell you a story about how my week went last week because I'm guessing it might sound a little familiar to yours. So last week for us, when we were recording this episode, it was the week between Christmas and New Year's. And it just felt like a weird limbo week to me. I don't know if anyone else felt like that, but it was just a weird time. And I realized that I was pretty much at the mercy of my phone the entire week. Every Instagram message I got, I responded within an hour or two. And then every email, I'm doing this webinar series, the 3 steps to goal achievement, and every email I got, I would just respond to immediately. And every time I got a notification or a text or anything like that, I kept responding to it. And I realized that my phone had updated and all of my notifications were turned back on. And I didn't realize it. So every single 5 minutes of the day, I was insanely distracted and I got no work finished. I think I got a third of the work finished. So that was a travesty of my week.
Travesty. That's such a great word.
It's a tragic time. Oh,
no, it's so interesting because the notifications on our phone, they can be such a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
I have notifications turned off on my phone, but when I sit down to focus, but my mind, I'm just I don't want to do this. This isn't something that I want to do. My mind still goes to my phone, even though there's not a notification.
Oh, same. And I think that happens because the software of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, for those of you that have it, YouTube, they're all designed to be addicting. They really are. And I think they actually, I'm not sure about this. Kim, you probably know better than I do.
The
but
documentary on Netflix, I think it was the social media something where they talked about these apps, the social media apps and how they're designed
to keep your focus.
Yes.
Well, and I think that they end up getting paid for the time that you spend on there. So the more time you spend on there, the better. And fun fact, for the algorithm to get you to stay on there, like we've talked about before on the podcast, you need 5 positive thoughts to replace every negative thought. Therefore, negative things are a lot more powerful and they hold your attention a lot longer. So I was talking to my friend over Christmas break, and she has a lot of friends that work for Google. And she was like, it's disturbing how much they want to keep you feeling depressed, anxious, unfocused, because it keeps you on there longer and gives you the dopamine instantly instead of the longevity of dopamine of doing a hard day's work. And then it leaves you feeling shitty.
Yeah. But that's also really interesting of we're seeking dopamine from negative things. Right. Because when we think about getting dopamine hits and it's for a positive emotion, right? It's we binge eat, there's drugs and alcohol and sex and all these different things that we're looking for dopamine hits, but we don't think about the dopamine hits that come from relief.
Yeah.
Right? When I think of the feeling of relief and just through these social media outlets, I just never made those two connections together, and I think that you're right. That can be that's super powerful.
And I think that's the reason, my mom, and I've talked with her, and I hope you listen to this, Mom, but every morning she watches the news. And one of the things that I found really interesting is that the news is negative a lot of the time. Usually maybe they'll end with like a happy story,
Mhm.
but our brains think it's so important. And what I go back to is thinking about the beginning of the pandemic. I feel like we were all trying to become pandemic experts because we felt like it was really important that we figure out all of this like negative information, like we were on the board of the CDC. And it's just because it causes this shock and awe factor, which holds your attention, but you're putting your attention and your focus, coming back to the topic of this episode, in the wrong places. So we want you to choose your intention for where you want to put your energy and your focus intentionally instead of going default based on what these apps tell you to do.
Yes, making very specific conscious choices.
Yeah.
So here's some tips that we have for you that might help with
Yeah.
creating more focus for yourself and just being really intentional and conscious about choosing focus and where to put that focus. So first, like turn off your notifications, silent notifications. Like a lot of phones nowadays have like a do not disturb. They have
Mm-hmm.
mine actually has like a focus time where I can like choose. Um, so yeah, like explore your phone and your computer and see what options you have to be very selective about what notifications you receive and when.
Yeah. I think that's like is so important. And one of the things that like actually I think that this might be our first YouTube video of the podcast, which is kind of cool to like get this out there for people. But if you watch the video, I actually put my phone on airplane mode. So anytime I'm doing work, I literally just turn it on airplane mode so no one can distract me, which is really, really helpful if you ever feel like you need it.
Totally.
And then another thing that I found on my computer, I found it when I didn't have my phone. I would go to my computer to go on Instagram and Facebook, even though it's a little less addictive than I feel like on my smartphone. And there's this app called Newsfeed Eradicator on Chrome, and it blocks the social media stream in your computer. So I would highly recommend downloading that. It'll block like YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and that has been like the other huge game changer.
I
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out because I've not tried that one yet.
seriously, it's awesome. And the other thing, like I told another one of my clients who's also like has an online business, is I'll post and I'll delete Instagram off my phone. And I like literally like post and ghost and respond on my computer. It makes it a lot less addicting too.
Yeah, you have told me about that one.
That would, yeah, that
Yeah.
helps.
But yeah, like doing all of these just different things, like, and some of these things, honestly, they might not work for you. And
Yeah.
that's totally fine. Like if like for me to go on airplane mode, like just strictly, it gives me anxiety because I'm like,
Mm,
my family, I always want to be able to get a hold of me if there's an emergency.
yeah.
And so it gives me anxiety. Like I realize like it's my thoughts that's creating the anxiety, but it's like I can just change the settings to like just have them like if they call twice, then it comes up or something
Yeah.
like that, right? So really take the time to figure out what helps you focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know we do a lot on like thought work and like getting the right thought and feeling combination to take the action to focus, right? But like, yeah, if you need to clean your space, if you need to have a cup of tea, if you need to turn on some background music, if you need to light some candles, Megan and I light candles all the time, all the
Good
time.
candle. Yes.
It's something that we do intentionally that then unintentionally helps us focus.
Yes. And I think that the thought that we could offer to you, at least this thought that I have, is that I get to choose the way I spend time on my phone. I'm in control. And that makes me feel intentional. And that creates the actions that we've like described in this call.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like a good thought that the people can roll with to stay focused this week, maybe?
Yeah. So when it comes to focus, one of my favorite thoughts is I want to allow my energy to go where my intention flows. And just
Beautiful.
that alone, like that phrase, energy goes where intention flows. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did I say it backwards? Okay. Anyway, it's just about, yeah, like, no, like I get to make the choices. I'm in control. I get to choose where my intention is going.
And like we love technology. Technology is what's letting us access you all and talk with you right now and inspire you and hopefully motivate you to live a more positive and intentional life. However, we want to give you today, to start off the new year, this option that you want to choose when you want to use technology so you don't let technology use you.
Ooh, that's great. All right, y'all. So, like Megan said, this might be the first one that goes up on YouTube. If it is, be kind.
Yay. Please like us. We're really fun.
But that is all we have for you. We hope you have an amazing week. And remember, as always, shining bright gives others permission to shine as well. Take care, everyone. Bye.